Welcome to an England Rugby Facebook Live exclusive. This is Game Changers with Eddie Jones. You are in for a treat. Not only do we have the England head coach with us, we've also got Rusty Earnshaw over there in the skill zone. A little bit more on that in just a minute. We've also got Phil and Andy hiding behind the cameras. They are coach development officers from the RFU who are putting these lucky lads from Brighton College through their paces. Eddie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Phil.
Before we get started, I'm interested to know, for you, what makes a good coaching session?
Well, you want the players to learn, basically. You want the players to improve. That's the most important thing. You want the players to have energy. Coaches have got to have enthusiasm. And if you've got a combination of that and the players are learning, you've got a good session.
Thanks, Eddie. Now, as far as we're aware, this is a first in sport. You are getting to see the England head coach in action. So we want you to get involved. We want you to interact. Send in your relevant questions and we will put them to Eddie. Now, I mentioned the skill zone a second ago, Eddie. We've also got the game zone behind us. This is a reasonably new concept in coaching. Can you explain a bit more about it?
Well, basically, you know, the guys are practicing their skills in a game situation and then getting some more in-depth coaching in any skill area they need to pick up.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. I'll let you do what you do best.
Okay,
Thank you very
thanks.
much.
Okay, I'm still ready to see ball from here, play. Holding there, guys, just 10 seconds in your team, just how you're going to get a little bit better at that, okay?
Oh, D's good, boys. Keep going for an attack and also look for the offloads.
Boys, how are you going to get a numerical advantage here? So you got to fix. What else you got to do?
Get the ball away quickly when you do when the touch comes. Just get it away.
What else?
Before you get to ground.
Pass support.
Okay, play that one, let's go. Let's go. Good ball, Jay. Go outside. That one, Zach. George Ali. Stay out, George.
So Rusty, a lot of them are catching on their chest. So just say catching early, I reckon he emphasised.
Yeah, I'll put it into it.
Go, play out.
Eddie, sorry, could I just ask you a quick question about the session that these lads are doing? I think for myself, from my experience playing around, probably thousands of players, when they're playing touch, when they get touch, they'll do a roll between the legs.
Yeah.
These guys aren't doing that. Why not?
Well, they should practice the ball continuing, keeping the ball moving, practicing their support line. See, one of the things they're not doing here is passing and support. They're passing and they're tending to watch. What they should be doing is passing and support, which will create opportunities.
So how would you get them to do that, pass and support?
Maybe that's going to be part of what they do in the skill zone. But again, you just got to emphasise it in your coaching. Tell them to pass and support. Tell them to do it. Get them in the good habits.
Thank you, Eddie. Obviously, if you want to put in your Facebook questions, please keep them coming in.
Yeah, stay on, Zach. Let's go.
Well, just one thing, just try to catch the ball earlier. A lot of you catching the ball on your chest. Try to catch the ball earlier, which will give you more time. And the other thing is, after you pass, what are you doing at the moment? Why? So a lot of you are doing this. What should you be doing? Where should you be supporting?
behind them, obviously. So you can
So where should you be support? So I pass here, where should I go now? Oh shit. So I should be here, shouldn't I, in his shadow? So now he's got another option. Because what you're doing, you're just passing to someone and they've got no option. So let's see if we can pass and support, hey? Hands up, let's go. Well done, well done, well done. Excellent movement, well done. Excellent, boys, well done. Good, good. Give him an option. Support, well done, well done. Support, support, support. Don't knock off, stay in the game. Support. What did you do after you passed then? Support, support, support. Well done, good line.
Go on, Bull, Josh.
Well done, good. Good work, good work. Sin bin, sin bin. Big bloke's got to go in the sin bin.
Eddie, before you put that player in the sim, could I just get you to turn to the camera? We've got a few questions from Facebook. Thank you very much for these questions. This one comes from Liam Dunseith. He's asked, I noticed you just observed for a while when you went into the coaching. What were you looking for?
We're just looking for the main things that needs to improve. You've got to allow the players to explore and develop and then look to see what you need to improve in.
Brilliant. Hope that answered your question, Liam. This one comes from Richard McAdam. He asks, how do we encourage and coach positive communication skills?
Well, communication's about talking to the player next to you. So it's giving that player the information he needs to have. How do you coach it? You just got to be insisting on it all the time.
And then this from Mike Campbell. He asks, at junior level, should there be more emphasis on skill zone rather than game zone?
Well, it doesn't matter what level you're coaching at, whether it be junior, senior or international level, there should be a balance between the skill zone and the game zone. It's always a balance between skills and games.
Thank you very much for all your
Good
questions.
question.
Keep them coming in. Good questions from Eddie. Thank you very much, Eddie.
What did you do after you passed?
Yeah, stop. Yeah, ball. Right down, you right? Yeah. Let's go.
Sports.
Yeah. Yes, go inside.
Good work, good work.
Yeah, ball. Yeah, I'm looking. Okay. Hey.
Eddie, could I just ask you another couple of questions? With youngsters especially, if a player makes a mistake, how do you get them to improve that mistake? Balancing, not stifling their creativity?
Well, it's a bit of a balance, and it depends on the player. Sometimes you've got to tell the player what the problem is. Sometimes you've got to just encourage the player to think about what they could have done better. So it's a balance between being directive and non-directive with that player.
And as we can see, the guys here are now playing with an orange, I don't know how to describe the shape of that ball. Why using different shaped balls? Why not just a rugby ball all the time? We see it with the England team.
Yeah, it's just different stimulations for their catching. yeah, it just makes it a little bit harder, which is great because it'll improve their handling skills. So, you know, the one thing you don't want is a perfect session. You want players to be making mistakes, putting them under more pressure than the game.
Thanks, Eddie. I'll let you carry on with the coaching.
Where did you catch the ball there, big fella? Big fella, catch it up, mate. Otherwise you can't pass the ball. Good line, good line.
Happy support. Down back. Go on. Out him in behind.
Well done, well done.
So as the game zone continues, I'm with Russell Earnshaw in the skill zone. Rusty,
better catch.
we mentioned the skill zone at the start of the session. Could you just explain a bit more about it again?
Yeah, look, we're observing this bit here. I'm talking with Eddie about some of the things he's noticing. I've noticed that the Reds could perhaps fix defenders a bit better. Eddie's chatting about them catching the ball away from their bodies, and we'll possibly take a group of them out, do some practice in here, and then send them back in and hopefully see a bit of learning.
Great stuff. I'll let you get on with it.
Excellent, great, cheers. Kenzie? Cool, yeah, Reds, do you want to come over here? Reds?
Last 2 times you caught the ball, where did you catch it? Here. Guys, you're lazy with your hands. Why are you so lazy
Let's
with your
go,
hands?
bibs off, headbands on, dream team.
How can you be tired?
That looks hard.
How old are you?
You guys are doing well, I'm enjoying it.
Guys, you've got to catch the ball here. You've got to give yourself
Yeah.
time. You catch the ball here, you can do anything. Catch the ball here, you don't give yourself time. Get
Cool,
your hands
Shirley, you
up
go
all the
here.
time. Come on, let's do it.
So same
hands
as,
up,
we want
hands
to
up.
look at you guys fixing here, so score. It's got to
on
be 2
ball.
passes before you score again. And we want ball away from the body as well. Are you cool? I'm excited, let's go big fella. Nice, one fix, Surly, he's done you. Good D, Surly, yeah, let's play this ball. Loving that, 2 fixes. Keep the 3. This ball, you've got to switch positions as well. Can't stay in the same position.
Well done.
Loving that.
Hands up, get your hands up, get your hands up. Better, well done.
Oh, let's change it up. Did you notice you had to wait to move your foot? So double points if you pass off outside foot. Surly, double points, pass off outside
Where
foot.
did you
It's gonna
catch the
happen.
ball, big fella?
You ready? Let's play.
Up.
Surly, it's great work. 2. Nice, 3. Are you going to support when you passed? Nice, great fix. Love that. Think about what you do when you passed. Switch it up, switch it up. Nice. 1 fix.
Well done.
Oh, think about our depth, fellas. Easy.
Well done.
Cool,
Get
in
your
you guys
hands up,
come, in you
hands
guys
up,
come.
catch it there. You're not giving yourself time.
Oh, stop it. In we come, Sully, in we come quickly. What are you guys thinking?
Hands up,
what are you going
hands
to take
up.
into the game over there?
I like really engaging the defender.
Cool.
And then looking to
Awesome. I'm
work.
enjoying the panting. That's good news. What about you? What about you, Sully? What are you thinking?
just hands up, catch early.
Cool. Brilliant. Do you guys want to get your bibs back on and we'll put you back into the game?
Eddie, sorry, could I call you over again? We've had a few more questions from Facebook. Thank you very much for them. So Dave Kennedy asks, what advice would you give to a grassroots
Be
coach?
enthusiastic, coach the core skills well, make sure the players are enthusiastic as well. Make them love the game.
Great stuff. And then Mark Bairstow asks, should praise be linked to specific actions or should it be generic? Or he puts a mix of both.
Mark a bit of both, always a bit of both. You know, you've got to create a good theatre when you're coaching, but also giving specific information.
And then another question, how much of a session for you should be active and how much should be discussion?
Well, training's about training. Discussion should be done in the classroom. Training should be all about movement, should be all about skill development.
Thanks very much, Eddie. We're getting some really great insight as Eddie carries on with his coaching.
Well done.
Yeah, my man.
Run straight, run straight. Run straight.
Good
well
catch,
done, that
early,
was
nice.
much better. Much better, run straight, well done.
Nice, that's 3.
Good.
Two more to win the game. 2 more. Ah.
Where are
Switch
your
it up,
hands?
fellas. Switch it up.
Keep your
so
hands
two
up,
new
keep your
defenders.
hands up.
Go with that ball.
It's well
Let's
done,
get you
mate.
in the
What's your
middle, big
name?
fella. You're going to run
Zach,
this.
well done, Zach.
Nice.
Big
great
George.
work. Catching early. Oh, stop it. Great work. Come in, fellas. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, big fella?
Good hands, well done.
Hold him a bit longer sometimes.
Yeah.
Before getting it.
Well done. Bad luck, bad luck. Where'd you catch the ball, big fella?
Work, Ben, work right, work right.
1-0, that's fine, 1-0, really good.
Good line, good line. Well done.
So have a little play around with that.
Well done.
Smithy, you backing yourself. 1-0 D.
So just hold it there. Just hold it there. So you had the ball there. How many of you guys had your hands up? None of you. So if I've got the ball here, if you're the next player, I want to see a target of where I want to pass the ball. So has anyone ever heard of Dan Carter? What did Dan Carter do? Every time he was in position, he had the hand like that. So he's giving the passer a target. That's where he wants the ball. You got to get your hands up, boys. You're not playing rugby. You're playing some other sport. Get your hands up. Get your hands up, hands up. Give him a target. Get your hands up.
This ball, Smithy, this ball.
Well done.
Fixing, good 2 fixes, well done, 2 points.
Bad luck, bad luck. There you go, go.
Nice, 3-pointer.
Hands up, run straight. That was better. Good work.
Eddie, could I just ask you to come over to the skills? And I think Rusty's finished with these guys. I think he's going to transition them back into the game zone.
Right.
How important is it for you as a coach to see what these guys have done in the skill zone to then take it into back into the game zone?
Yeah, it's very important. The fundamentals of the game are the most important thing of the game. You've got to be able to do the fundamentals well. And this skill zone's emphasising the fundamentals of the game, so you want them to then transfer that back to the game.
How important are training the principles, the fundamentals of the game, rather than the technical individual skills?
Well, the fundamentals are the technical skills of the game, so it's always a combination of making sure the principles are being followed, but the fundamental core skills are being endorsed all the time.
Great stuff, thank you, Eddie. So as Rusty transfers these players back from the skill zone into the game zone, just got a couple more questions from Facebook. Alex Jab, thank you, Alex, for your question. He asks, how do you improve your observation skills as a coach?
Watch other good coaches coach.
So like this?
Yeah, well, I don't know about me, and then just watch training. Sit back and watch training, sit back and watch games, and just train your eye to be looking for what's important.
Thank you very much. And then Alistair McCormick asks, how much planning do you do prior to a session and how much is reactive?
Well, I think it's always a combination. You need to plan a session. You need to know what you want to achieve in the session, but then you need to be able to meet the players' needs, because you've got to remember, as a coach, you're a servant to the players. So your job is to make sure that the players learn at the session.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Well, you could see behind us the players transition back into the game zone. So, Eddie, I'll let you see how the yellow bibs have done with their skills in the skill zone, now in the game zone.
Well done. Good line, bad luck. Good line, well done. Good movement off the ball. Well done. Good hands, well done.
Off the line, George. Let's go, George.
Eddie, if I could just ask you for a couple more questions. What are you seeing actually with this game zone from the guys that have gone from the skill zone?
Yeah, well, you don't get improvement overnight. Development of skills it's hard yards. You got to keep at it. Keep practicing. It's all about repetition. And the great thing about this, you're doing repetition in an isolated skill and repetition in the game skill, which is fantastic.
I've got a couple more questions for you from Facebook. Will Pryor asks, what's the best approach to keeping young players switched on?
We'll keep the session moving, keep the session interesting. If the session's interesting, players will be switched on.
Brilliant stuff. Paul Wright asks, Eddie, are there any specific skills you like to work on under fatigue?
All the important decision-making skills, breakdown, catch, pass, making decisions in defence.
And Michael Kirby asks you, what is the most effective way for a coach to develop?
Understand what you can be good at as a coach, and then work very hard to improve it, and keep watching better coaches coach.
Thank you very much for your time, Eddie. It's been fascinating getting your insight into coaching. We really hope you enjoyed this session. I found it fascinating, but please leave us your feedback and let us know if you'd like to do some more. Maybe a defence drill with Paul Gustard or a line-out session with Steve Borthwick. Thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed it.